Mic check. All right. Yo, what is going on? Hi, TF Mob. It is your boy Booba back with another video. And I am here with another analysis breakdown. This will be analysis number 7, I believe. And we'll just kick it off. We'll start from the top down off a rip and just analyze the candle of our weeks for every frame. As you all know, I only stick to 5 pairs per week on the channel so that you guys can see which ones I follow more closely. And we basically just track it throughout the week and make our moves throughout then. And then Friday, I'll come back and then review to show you guys what the results were. So that way you can see how the market repeats the same. It's basically rinse, wash, and repeat. So again, let's delve right into it. So right here, we have our weekly from last week that created this previous high here, or this wick. We have our weekly candle now that just opened when price came back down with some bearish movement on the lower frames. We have price that tried to buy up at the start of the open for this week, which is at 4 o'clock. And now we're looking bearish going into our midnight time. So ultimately, with just this candle itself, we just have to see how it's going to respect either this low or this high, and we'll basically piece together the puzzle on the lower frames. So as we all know, we're inside the weekly candle, and now we can see the rejection that happened here. So we had the buy up on our previous day, which was, I believe, our Saturday going into Sunday or going into today. And then this was the one that closed today at 4 o'clock. That's bearish. So the structure, if I'm looking at this, is giving me bearish engulfing vibes, but I want to look at the speed on the 4 hour. And when I say speed, I mean the momentum of the candle. So how fast it's coming down at this low. It started off kind of quick, but now it looks like we're getting some short candles that might respect this low. So if price dies out, we could see a potential buyout opportunity at this low. So since we're on the 4 hour candle, which is our middle frame, or a midpoint in the market that we can use to time our entries, I like to drop to my 1 hour, as you all know, and really do all my full details here. So again, we had that movement of price coming down. We have our swing low, which looks like it'll be at this wick. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to go crazy. Y'all don't even know. Hold on. Y'all don't even know. I'm excited for this week because this week I'm actually gonna have a good chance at passing at least this 25K test that we've been working on from the beginning of May. Now, I know a lot of other channels can definitely get this done a lot quicker because there's so many different strategies when it comes to trading. I just personally don't like to overtrade because in my history of trading, overtrading has always led me to lose more than actually win. So there are some people that can overtrade, scalp, and they're just fine, which is totally cool. And I mean, that is all predicated upon experience. So go at your own pace and never feel like you're missing out of anything. Because again, every time these charts move, that is money being made somewhere. If it's moving this way, somebody made money selling. If it's moving up, somebody made money buying. Does not matter. So here we have our swing high. Here we have our swing low. And now what I like to do within all that is drop to the 15-minute and mark my liquidity zones. So I know where price is going to be targeting based off where it's going. So again, from where price is currently, I like to look to the left, excuse me. I like to look to the left and mark out zones that had created either a double bottom, like this one wick, this second wick here, kind of a triple one here, or a double top here. So you had a top that was created here, a top that was created here, and then price came and broke through both. So we know this was a consolidation area where price was creating liquidity. Liquidity consolidation, whatever y'all want to call it, bear flag, bull flag. There's so many terms, but they're all different variations of the same concept. So understanding everything will just only sharpen up what you see. But if you like to keep it simple, just look at the double tops, double bottoms in these areas. And this will just show you sideways movement before the breakout. So this is kind of another one right here that's more current. So again, remember, these are targets that institutions like to go and attack or go for. And if you can identify your entry timings, it's game time. It's over with. No chance. Okay. So right here, this could be the next liquidity zone that they come to wipe out. And again, they may even come down to this wick and wipe these guys out from this buy down here. Again, this was an institutional buy because you see this very strong wick. And if I'm looking for a right now setup, it would be right here. And again, you can squeeze the entry and play the 3-to-1 right there. That's an amazing setup to just start off the week. But again, I like to play it patient. I like to wait out the weekly candle and let it move a little bit so that I can figure out what the true move is. But honestly, based off the information coming off this last weekly, the way the structure is lining up on our daily, and the way our candles are lining up on our low frames, yeah, this could be a valid one. Nice little 4-to-1 setup. That could be $4,000 on a $100,000 test. It could be $1,000 on a $25,000 test. So as we all know, I don't need too much more before I pass. So last week I closed out that Friday. I know I was peaking at like 26,300. Price started going down against me going into the weekend, and I'm actually going to go over those pairs as well. But price went against me, so I closed it right before breaking back down to 25,000, so I can start with a clean slate this week to finish out the rest. So it's saying this is the equity, but this is actually my balance now. I just have to log back in. I don't want to do that because I'll have to blur everything. And actually, you know what? I guess I could do it because let me just do this. Keep it simple. There we go. Hold on. Hey, watch out, cuz. Aha. Oh, okay, that was the right one. I thought I was on the wrong email for a minute. Yo, this little Zoom taskbar we playing. I can't wait to switch over to OBS for my recording. Y'all don't even know. These recordings are just like real quick, non-edited recordings, but they're gonna get better over time. I'm getting all my stuff together. I hope y'all did like the new banner and profile pic. That took me, I actually just made that while I was working this weekend. So that was pretty dope. I was happy about that. But I hope y'all do like that. There's gonna be a lot more artsy graphic arts coming too. What? Access denied? What they talking about? Nah, that's a joke. Hold on. Yeah, that can't be right. Hold on, y'all. They talking about access denied. What? Hold on. Stop the cat. Maybe I didn't refresh the page. This would be one of them moments. Oh, nah. All right. Well, they're not letting me in. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to assume their database is down because that's what it's saying. I don't know what this is about. They could be under maintenance and I just don't know. But all right. It is what it is. Regardless, that's where I'm at on the test. And funny enough, watch this once I switch back. Funny enough, what were we just talking about? Cells popping off. So I'm going to resize this. I like this position. It's still safe as far as my risk to reward. So whenever I see a good setup, I don't hesitate. We just take it, we hop in, we see how it goes. GU, let's move on. Whew, I like this. This is real nice. So this is a prime picture perfect example of a live bearish engulfing. And this is where we will know if this weekly candle comes up and fails to wipe this out, this is going to be a great sell right back down. So we're going to wipe out all these tails, at least for the most part. We'll see, because this could come back up and this could engulf the entire other way by the end of the day tomorrow. So we don't, or by the end of the week this week. But based off of this having a double, we have two bearish engulfing confirmations. Now we know our daily is kind of set up to do the same exact sell. We go down to our 4 hour, and the 4 hour timing, if we want to get into this, is not ready just yet. Because as we could see from last week, this was the one where I tried to sell after getting that 3-to-1 setup that I broke down. And then it completely reversed. But funny enough, look, the reason why I sold this was because I knew it was still trying to keep coming down to finish this entire pattern. So I just did it early. So when it took me out, I lost 1%. Now I don't care. But at the same time, it was just me having to be a little bit more patient to get back in for that sell again, which was basically about the same size. So I could get it one more time if this respects itself. But in the meantime, I'm going to rock out with this and see how this plays out for the start of the week. And then tomorrow morning will be the time I'll be looking for more re-entries. So right here, hold on. Let's mark this up on the hourly, since we know what's kind of going on. So we know right now our swing high, again, I like to look at the peak low, trail it back up. So this was the high that created it. Okay, so this is our swing high. This is our low right here that has not been touched yet, and that could be destroyed tomorrow morning or not. But we'll find out over time. Okay, so we got swing low. And now mark this as a liquidity zone. Double tops and double bottoms in other areas. It's okay to have it be a double top on one side and the other side is just a wick. Because again, if the price is going to keep going down, it has to wipe this out. So we'll know if this respects this, that it's coming back this way. So now we just have to wait it out. There's another liquidity zone that could still get wiped out later. And this would be the one that I'm marking right now, would be a prime example of how you could have used that re-entry on the sell to know we were going back down, because this price came up from this low, created this high, and then when price kept failing in this zone where it was going sideways for a while, and then of course broke out, you could have waited for this signal and then got in right here, or you could have just known price is falling, so I'm going to take my position up here. And then of course, what do? You target your swing low, because that's the only other direction price is trying to go in that moment. So that would have been a good setup, just as much as, you know, even catching this one. This one could have been more tighter, and it would have gave you a higher higher reward. So that's the thing. You're just rolling the dice on these, and you just wait, because that's all you can do. So we'll go ahead and mark this up. And I know I'm repeating myself a lot throughout these videos, but if y'all heard of anything called affirmations, it's a big part of why I'm going to be repeating myself a lot. And especially for newcomers on the channel, if you're coming in late and you're not as hip to wire like what's going on, feel free to go back to the older video, especially my first video. It breaks down exactly what I'm doing very well for each week, so that you can get an idea, because all I've been doing since I did that video is the exact same thing every week. Nothing has changed, and I've only been profiting. So y'all have been watching it live. Let me see here, a little liquidity. And granted, I've been losing money at the same time I've been profiting, but because my money management is so well, again, you just have to do the math. Do the math, you'll generally be on the winning side of things. So again, like I said, price is trailing back up. We're on the hourly right now. The 15-minute, if it respects if it respects this right here, doesn't break above this block, I could say it's safe to say we can sell it right back down. Very specific reason. This is an institutional block or real rise block, whatever you guys want to call it. That's on the lower frame. On the 1 hour frame, I would say it's this one. So they're relatively close. So that's just more, it just basically insinuates it's even stronger. And then one's just really, really specific. Oh, okay. Yep. So yeah, you don't want to go down lower than a 5 minute because that'll really mess with y'all, especially if you're new to trading. But I was just looking at it to dissect what's going on with this candle because it takes 3 5-minute candles to make one of these 15-minute candles. So just this upwards motion right here will look like this. 1, 2, 3. Right. So now we know price is coming back down. In the same way I read structures on the high frame, you can do the same on the 15, the 5 minute, the 15, and make it all correlate. So price is slowing up right here at this level. If price were to come back down and break structure on the 5 minute, we can say that's a valid entry. So we'd have to wait for price to break a structure. So this is the low, this is the high. Price is to wipe out this low, make a new low high, and then we can say, okay, we'll take it down. So it's just timing and patience. Let's go back. But that's all within just that one candle. So price could easily just buy up first, and then tomorrow morning at 9, we could see it start setting up, or price could buy up, close bullish like this, and then start going up. So again, this is why we always look at the market 2 ways, but I always read the market in the present moment. So that's the way I can formulate the immediate bias and trade with the immediate bias to make money. But ultimately, we have the map for both ways. But yeah, this could easily, because it's sold off this long, it could easily just pull back up for a little bit and then give us another signal to go right back down. So we'll see what's up. But for now, it's looking good. It's looking good. And with this, I'm gonna actually take off the 15-minute one only due to the high frames. Like again, we're high TF mob. I like to lean towards high frames. And if the 2 hour looks like it wants to buy more than the 15-minute looks like it wants to sell, I'm gonna ride with the higher frame. Up until the low frame starts to respect what I'm seeing on the high frame. So once the low frame starts showing me more selling, okay, cool, I'll get in. If this 15-minute or if this 1 hour closes bearish, that's perfect. Because then this is what my entry would look like. So all of what I'm explaining right now is circumstantial relative to how these candles print themselves, because it takes so long before they do it. So let's go to UJ. We'll just keep it rolling. So again, that's what I kind of see here happening. Just even off this 4 hour alone, this gassed out, this is probably going to buy. So I would leave this alone for now. This is just a dead zone to be trying to check the trade in. This is cool because again, we see we're in the flow of the structure, and this is the area where we would probably see the next buy reaction. And the 1 hour looks like it's just consolidating, and it looks like it broke out already and retested. So this is a valid position to kind of hold. Yeah, it would surprise me that reverses, but if it does, it is what it is. So again, we'll go down to the 1 hour, excuse me, we'll be top down. We'll start from the weekly. So look at this last week of UJ's candle. talking, straight talking, whole discussion. Said, let me talk to all y'all sellers right quick. Give me that shit back. No, I'm done. I'm done. But that's basically what just happened last week. And that's why when we seen this dying out, these little tails, I always like to say, when I see wicks, if y'all ever watch the Avengers or Iron Man, I know a lot of y'all know who Iron Man is. When you think of like the flames that come out from his feet when he's about to land somewhere, that's how I visualize these wicks. Is literally when price is going at a angle, like if it's coming out of one of our lines, you just see all these tails. I literally start to visualize Iron Man's flames going at these lines because it's just telling me, all right, we're gonna get a reaction, and that reaction can only be read on a low frame because the low frame is going to give us the detail that shows us that the reaction is confirmed, that it will go the other way. So when this high came up and they made this first high, and then it came down and came up again and couldn't break it, this is what we call, again, a break of structure. So if price is trending and we're going up, and I know I'm getting a little bit into the review side of things, but I want to refresh because we are going into a new month and I kind of want to clarify for people coming in late what I'm doing here. So here we have an uptrend, right? High highs, higher lows. So what's happening constantly is in order for the structure to keep buying up, my previous structure is getting wiped out. So this is our low here. The high gets made right here. When price came back down, it respected. So that kept the trend going. When price broke this, it broke it. They closed above. It confirmed the uptrend. It came down, it respected. So yeah, we can still keep buying. And that's what our structure is. But now when price breaks it, wipes out our previous low and closes below it and comes back and respects this, we're now in a new trend. We're now in a new structure. So now it's doing the same exact thing, just the other way. And you have to be able to read the candles to insinuate or understand why these pivots are about to happen and when to get ready to get involved. So that's all I'm doing week to week. And that's what's happening here with this down here. We had Iron Man's feet going crazy. And that's why the buy was set up here, because we had the low created, price came and made this high, and it made a new high low, and everybody went ham because they knew all these sellers were taking advantage for about a good week, or a good several weeks, actually 3 weeks we were selling. So they wiped it all out in 1 week. That's how the market works, y'all. And that's why I have a Russian doll in my banner. So again, I'm gonna go down to the 1 hour. Let's go ahead and mark our swing low. Let's mark our swing high because this was the high that was created when that low wiped it out. So we have this here, okay? We have price in the trend, uptrend. So now we see price is trying to trail back, and the lowest point that price will have to wipe out in order for the whole trend to reverse is down here. So in the meantime, we mark our liquidity, which this is a zone. Now there's an exception to this situation, right? Where like normally if I'm marking a consolidation zone, I would have just done the 1 wick at the bottom, but the swing low is already there. So there's no point for me to put 2 lines on top of each other. So I just chose another level that's relative to the double bottom. And then this is of course 1 top, 2 top, 3 top here. And then that created the 4th top, and then the low here, and then the break. These little tails all on every frame, they matter. They matter. Because if they didn't matter, we wouldn't know how things are ready to happen. So hold up. Right now, we can mark this as liquidity top. Mark this as liquidity bottom. Okay. And with this, Okay, so what I was looking for is the institutional block. So it's probably gonna be this right here. Basically, these institutional blocks are points of interest. These are areas where I'll be more inclined to buy or sell off of, depending on what reaction I get at it. And there's a very specific reason why I'm putting them where I'm putting them. Again, if you guys want to learn about that, Real Rise Academy has all that info, and I don't want to spoil it. So definitely, if you guys are interested, links in the description. Feel free to sign up. Hold up. Let's go back real quick. Make that a little bit more neat. So if price were to break down this way and then respect that level, then I would take that sell down to the swing low. If price comes down here and then respects this, it respects this, all I'll be looking for is a break of structure, right? And then a reversal to wipe out all of that and then continue up. So another liquidity zone could be this right here. It's very small, but it's valid for the double top. And again, it became a lot of times I know that these are valid liquidity zones because most times when price breaks out of it, it'll test either the top or bottom of it. And that just tells me even more that it was like a sideways manipulation. Because again, I think I've brought this up before where banks, they do both buy and they sell. So what happens is you have a situation where they're buying, selling on both ends. Okay, they'll sell it right here. But now when this bought out of here, all these are dubs. All these are dubs. They didn't want all they bread, right? And all these are L's. There's a trash L. Straight L's, right? But they have all of this in one account. Now, if they wipe it out, they just took 3 dubs with their risk to reward. And now with price coming back, they're basically cutting down how much they lost on these. They haven't even really lost yet because they probably didn't even put a stop loss. They're probably moving the money around to just make it. So now they probably close out the position when it comes back. And now price can come back and then they can confirm off the point of interest that sell down to make money that way, or again, that double top or the double bottom breaker structure to get out of there. So it's all manipulation. It's all there, but reading the candle says it all. Let's leave that stuff there and then we'll just erase the lines. But again, I don't keep a bias, so I'm not going to tell you guys look for a buy or look for a sell. I'm just going to tell you what I'm planning on seeing for the week, and then I'm placing my lines for it. If you guys want to copycat my whole strategy, feel free. I don't care. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, try a different variation of the same thing and just tweak it until you implement enough stuff that helps you see this crystal clear for yourself. That's all that matters with trading. Hold on, let's go down to the weekly. We'll look at the candle. We have a strong, so whenever I see these really strong buying candles like this just tells me that like the momentum, the amount of buyers in there is strong, which means that next candle, if it goes against it, the likelihood that it'll completely wipe it out is a very low chance. Okay, because whenever you have strong momentum, price when it comes back against gets thrown right back in favor. It's just telling you there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of buyers. And remember, all these candles are volume. So if I turn up the volume here and I hover over it, there's 846,947,000, or I don't even know, 846. What? How do I even, what? 846 million contracts, I want to say. 846,900. I don't know. because that's a very high value. Usually it's like 37K. I usually look for about 2K volume on the lower frames. So basically all it's insinuating is contracts, the amount of contracts that were put into that one candle. So if I'm down here on this low frame and I hover over like the smaller candle, yeah, it'll be like 3.24K, 19.32K. And what it is that when you see a certain amount of contracts fulfilled, you can use that as a sign to enter in the next buy, because that's telling you now a lot of people are betting on that direction. So volume is what fills the candles. So it'll be a dead wick, but the volume is ultimately is what's creating the bodies. So the more body that you see on a candle, the more volume there was in that span of time, the more contracts people were putting in that exact time. So all this on the weekly, that's a lot of contracts in 1 week. It's a lot of contracts in 1 week. So it's telling you there's a strong amount of buying bias on this chart. But in the meantime, for the daily, the contracts for the sells are going to be getting higher right now. So you can see this at 163.135K, 152.669K. Now it dropped down to 37.83K. So the next sell candle could be higher around this amount, which would probably tell us it's going to keep selling. So now it drops to the 4 hour. We see it topping off. Mind you, I was in buys for this last week, but we knew there was a period of time it's going to have to dip for just a little bit. So what goes up must come down. All right, so swing low. Sorry I'm taking long, but I'm only posting one video for like the next 5 days. So I'm just trying to give you guys some depth, something to re-watch over and over and just keep taking jewels from. Swing high and swing low. Okay, now we're good. Again, you can drop to the 15-minute. You can mark all your little consolidation zones to have more precise detail. And then you can find your institutional zones within the 2 zones and you're good. So again, keep in mind, our swing lows and swing high is to help us stay focused with the big frames. That's what they're there for. They're like, if you want to say, they're like rail guards in bowling. For real, pretty much like rail guards in bowling. And when the price tips over that rail guard, you know where we're going. You can only go one way once you tip over it. For real. You see it roll over the right, you be like, damn, she ain't coming back. For real. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I put these little liquidity things, but y'all will get the gist when I'm putting these lines in the future without them. I'm just doing it to clarify why they're there and what they're, again, these are targets. This is what we aim for. It's money left behind. It's a paper trail. So I like to do, if you guys are new, I like to basically erase all my stuff on only the 1 hour. And I like to keep all my stuff, my entire map for the weekly, and just read the candles off of what's there. So we know our whole weekly low is down here for this whole move. Our whole weekly high was up here. And then we're playing within that range. So anytime price gets close to here, we're probably looking for sells. And if price looks strong with the candles here, like at the weekly high, we know it's probably just going to break through. So again, the momentum matters because that's what's going to tell you what's going to break through or come back. And now get this real quick, because I do want to show you guys some where you shouldn't be surprised if you were to keep buying. When you seen how this weekly candle, remember a candle for the weekly takes 7 days. So it went down for 7 days, but like probably what? I want to say a good, actually, let's actually look at it. Let's just look at it from the top down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. And then over the weekend, it must have been, or another 3 days, it pulled up. Okay. So hold on. I may have counted too early at this high. Let me do something real quick, just so we can clarify. Because I want this to be really accurate so you can see why, again, these candles are like Russian dolls. Okay, I'll mark the top of that. We'll know exactly what daily. Okay, so now look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 4 days you were selling, and then another 3 days there was a strong buying signal here. Okay, and that within that 3 days of that happening left this long tail. Okay, versus in 7 days there was consistent buying through and through. So the likelihood from this to reverse on the next, the likelihood that this next candle was going to keep going the opposite way coming off of this had a higher chance than the chance of this coming back off of this buy, because the tail isn't as long. Again, Iron Man's feet ain't burning as strong. It ain't slowing you down as fast on this end as it was here. So notice the reaction from that, and notice what the reaction might be from this week. And this is what I say about the bodies of the candle. It matters. The momentum matters. So again, don't be surprised if we come down about right around here and then we fly out of here. You know, it's a good way to start off the week and fake people out. So let's go on a 15-minute. Now I'm going to do the same thing because, again, we want to just trap, you know, our double bottoms, our double tops. In this situation, this is one high, this is two highs. The same way I showed you that weekly breakdown to that daily candle, you could do the same thing down here on these frames. So I go down here, see the same thing. If I go down to 1 minute, it'll look even more clear that it was a double top. It's just more spread out, more information. Right here, one, and then the second one was down here, but y'all get the point. It's still the same space. And then you can use the time to identify. So right now, this 1 hour is coming up. If this 1 hour at 12 o'clock closes strong against this, we could say it could wipe out a couple more profits and maybe respect up here. So my block for my institutional would probably be, or my real rise block would be right here. I say both every time so that people don't get it confused that the real rise block is not something that was originated by them. It's something they renamed for their company because there's such thing as institutional blocks, but they're kind of the same concept. So if you know both, you'll know exactly how to apply it. If you don't and you want to learn real rise blocks, feel free to go to the Academy, or if you want to YouTube it, it's always there. So yeah, so this whole space, we could see this is our point of interest where price could react and then continue that 4 hour candle down. So this could be a valid sell setup to start the week, and then we could look for buys later. And GJ, let's see what this is up to. So again, remember, all I'm doing is outlining. Most Sundays, I don't like to trade on a Sunday unless a situation like AU pops up where it's kind of like it's a fair chance to take because it's lining up with the outline. So here. So this, if this reverses, I'm not going to be surprised either, because again, this is my twin pair with AU, and AU even is insinuating it might buy up a little bit higher. So if this comes down, buys up, and then retests, it's all good. But if this respects this high, then we know it's just going to keep the trend. So now let's go down to a GJ. We'll go to weekly. And then my main times to trade is usually 9 o'clock a.m. So we'll see what the vibes are. Go down to the, hold up. Well, let's talk about it real quick. We have our buy candle here, kind of set up like AJ a little bit, right? Where we're probably going to start selling off for the week, and then we're going to get our buy during the middle, or we could get the whole engulfing. That's always possible. We see our daily from yesterday basically closed a bit bearish there, or indecisive to some degree. So this looks like I already poked through this low. So if I go down the 4 hour, we'll probably see some type of break. It didn't break just yet. It just tested it. So that's why you have Iron Man's feet right now. If I go down to the 1 hour, we know now we're in a trend. We're in a downtrend. So our structure, what I'm seeing already is this. And the ending part wasn't really accurate. I'm just gonna redraw it one more time so you guys can kind of see exactly all I see. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you guys something again, just so I can keep showing you over and over. It's like a Russian doll. Down, up right here, down, your peak was here, your swing high, swing low down here, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low. The same rules apply across the board. How you want to trade is all on you. Same concept as viewers discretion is advised for real. Hold on, let me go up to the hour. It's the same concept. So again, I like to kind of keep it on the intraday basis. So I like to use my hour, my 4 hour, my daily, my weekly. This is our swing high right now. Our swing low is back here. Okay, right down here. And again, the reason why is because our previous swing high was right here. So this low was what caused this high to get wiped out and set this as the peak. So now this is our swing high. And now this is our swing low for the hourly. And now we go down to the 15-minute. We can mark all of our liquidity zones, all of our trapped markets or trap money in the market. Because again, they like to come down. They like to mitigate the positions, basically take their money back and close out the positions they lost on. That's all it is. And this will be my last pair for the day too. I gotta wake up mad early tomorrow, but I'm bugging out. I gotta be up at 6 in the morning. It's 11:30. But you know your boy gotta make it in the gym. Gotta get right. I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow, but it's okay. We'll make it work. All right. Wow. Who knows? I might even feel good. You never know. I ain't gonna speak that in existence. We chilling. We chilling. Yeah, you're probably looking at like, how am I able to look at all this nonsense and still know precisely where I want to put a line? Again, it's the same concept. It's keep it simple all the time. Double top, double bottom. Okay. Yeah, one even here if you wanted to, but just keep it simple. Double bottom. So it's touching both. It's there. You know, price was bouncing around in this range. Price, it wasn't until it broke out of here, tested it, and now we're out. Okay, so that same concept of a low, consolidate, creates a bear flag. Boom. Double top. The breaker structure happened here. Your entry would have been down there. It's over and over and over. It just keeps happening. So why not take advantage? All right, boom. Liquidity top, liquidity. You can do another one down here too. Because again, this is manipulation. These tails is always money moving it. It's a form of manipulation. I can get so detailed with this that I personally feel like I'm gonna do challenges on this channel where like after I pass my test and everything, I'm gonna go on like 1 minute charts and try to do flips on like spoof accounts, like $20 accounts, and then go on these low frames and just scalp out the markets. Because I know how detailed I can get with what I know. I just don't do too much to keep it as simple as I can. If I did, you know, y'all would probably have a headache, and a lot of that would be just due to my channel not having enough content for you to understand what I'd be explaining just yet. So let's do this again. Here's another point of interest. So if price reacts here, this could be another valid sell. And my sell would look something like this. This is all you do. You just working on finding positions. And honestly, I would take it down to here. This would be a really nice, look at that. This could be a 3-to-1, 4-to-1, however you want to, however much room you want to give it. But the reason why I drew it down to here and not my swing low, because remember, my swing low is like an anchor point, and the chances of price wiping out that full week candle are lower than what it did with that previous week candle down here, when we are already up in favor of going against it. So this one, we'll have to start a whole new week of going against it, and we don't know if we'll wipe out our swing low to break the entire structure. If we do, then we can start looking at the sell down now and the wipeout of these TPs, TP1, TP2, and then we'll start to understand that price maybe, actually, funny enough, this is a shout out to that boy Riley, because I know he talks about harmonics on his channel. But this would be a harmonic, and I know about harmonics. I'll get to that on my channel. They're not super hard to really understand once you understand what the purpose of them are for. But this would be a harmonic pattern potential where price is overbought right now, and we could see price actually just sell off and wipe all this out. So the sell is, it may still be possible. It could still be possible. So we'll just wait and we'll see. But yeah, right now, that's what I see happening. And I think that's going to wrap it up for me for today. And just looking at this hourly, like this wouldn't be a good time. I wouldn't start looking to sell this until like 9 o'clock, because this may be playing around for a bit. But and honestly, that's probably why AJ and GJ are going to play around too, as well as AU. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for coming through. I hope you guys like the breakdown. If you guys leave feedback, that would be greatly appreciated, just so I can know what I need to improve, change, or add or remove from the channel to make it a little bit more of a better experience. But otherwise, I got a lot more exciting things coming as far as the gaming side of things with my stream, because I'm trying to get the face cam to work out, so that way once that's all set, I have my overlay, and then I'm going to basically snowball from there. But otherwise, I got better stuff coming for the channel as far as like actual intros and all that stuff. But just give me time. I've just been trying to work and still balance all this all together. So I'm glad that I can at least get this video up for you guys. And again, I hope you guys do enjoy it. So please drop a like, leave a comment, and share with people that you feel like need to know this information and that may be struggling financially, or just maybe even wanting to learn where they can put their money to work for them. And if they feel like they want to do it themselves, this is a channel for it. So again, thank you guys for coming through, and peace out.